My name is Jim Rose. I'm the CFO for Keaki Technologies, LLC, in Orlando, Florida. And we are a family of companies that does government accounting. We are the prime contractor out in Hawaii on a missile range facility on Kauai. We were faced with having to scan probably about 7 train loads worth of documents. So basically from the previous 15 years, everything was stored in bankers boxes and put into a storage facility, and it just kept getting piled on top of each other, and it just, the amount of paper that was generated out there, it just created a big mess. And we knew at some point that Keaki would no longer be the contractor for that location, so we had to get that all cleaned up for the government. And at the same time, we said, well, we got this AP process that is all manual. We're getting invoices in, we're having to manually write on them, say is this approved or not approved, and we wanted to get a more automated process because we were growing and we couldn't afford to have 3, 4, 5 AP people. We needed to keep it small. And we decided to use Witham because we had Witham on our team for so long doing the audit work and other consulting work. And basically they had to develop a process to scan all these documents, which they weren't organized very well. There was some employee data. You had to be careful what was personal information. You had to scan and keep it under what was a contract document, what was personnel document, what was finance, what was billing, and kind of do it on the fly. And they developed a process for scanning all the AP invoices and putting it through a process that would give us audit trail of who scanned it, who approved it the first time, does it need a secondary approval, does it need a CEO's approval, does it need my approval, and they worked with us on that as well, and that was stood up in the same time period as the PMRF project. So at times, we need to be able to look and say, like for the AP process, we need to be able to prove that not only did the program manager approve it on a contract, but then the VP associated with that program manager approved it, and then I approved it. And the system that Dan and his team set up does that very well. So we can print out a report and it shows all the approvals when they happened, and it shows the timeliness of people doing that, because DCA doesn't like it if you don't pay people timely, so we can prove that we're paying them timely as well. So it's a very positive thing in my perspective, that as you automate things, you got to think about who's going to be the user of that information if you ever need to pull it out of the system. And now it's all searchable information. We can pull up anything we need from back to 2009 and forward, and they just did a fantastic job of not only getting us to the point of being able to start that process, but staying with us to make sure it was working properly. It was nice because using Witham, we had some history with Witham, but so did Witham have history with us. So, if we had any questions on things, Wendy could, either get answers for us, or, she knew our companies well, so she could talk with Dan if they were having issues, and it just worked really seamlessly and flawlessly.